Good morning, good life. Welcome back to my hallway office. It's really dark in here today. I probably could have turned some lights on, but to be honest, I like the lights out. As long as I'm not doing something that's straining my eyes, which I pay a lot of attention to and really should be using my blue blocking glasses right now, I don't like to have all the lights on all the time. So I turned them on for the last video. I don't know if I'm gonna do it for this one, but it's also kind of gloomy today, so it's really soft light coming into the house. Let me start this by saying, if you commented on my sort of like word vomit video that I posted recently, thank you very much for the very supportive feedback. Unbelievably supportive, like no questions asked, supportive. And just to clarify, I'm not doing other videos that of the types of videos I've done in the past. One person said like they'd be really cool if they were more spaced out anyway because they might have more impact, and I couldn't agree more with that. I posted so much that's like really a deep dive with inner work in just the space of a couple months that like it can be a lot. So it's not that anything's gonna stop necessarily, it's just that we're gonna keep things more interesting around here. So it was just really nice to see how very just unquestionably supportive everyone was. Especially when I watched that video back and I was like, did I even say anything of substance? Not 100% sure. But for you to be so clear that I should just have fun with it and not be worried about what that actually looks like is really cool. So thank you. Gotta say I'm very proud of myself. The last couple of days, I've woken up nice and early, which I have not been doing a whole lot of lately. I've been very much prioritizing sleep and just getting any sleep I can get. And Bianca's just such a joy when she wakes up in the morning that I don't really feel stressed even when I'm getting out of bed, doing a really quick skincare routine, and then going to her room to get her up. But the last couple days, waking up a little bit earlier before the sun has been like a nice nostalgic feeling. And I just finished my book this morning. Not my book, but a book that I'm actually rereading probably for the third time. But I went to the book sale, like the library book sale recently, and I saw it for $1. And I was like, people don't even know how life-changing this book is. And it's $1. I'm like, I'm buying this and I'm gonna highlight all over the place. And I did. And I'm actually kind of I'll tell you about it in a second, but I'm gonna go look at my Kindle highlights and compare them to the highlights I put in this book to see if they're similar. Actually, I wonder if I have a hard copy of this in Columbus. I might have a hard copy of it. Anyway, it's by Michael A. Singer. It's called The Untethered Soul. It is the deepest of deep. And this, I feel like what I didn't say in that word vomit video, I feel like what I didn't say, that I didn't mean to not say, like I'm not trying to keep anything from you. I really was trying to elegantly explain where my head is at. Not sure that was accomplished, but it's amazing how you glean so much wisdom over the years. And you know how you see videos that say XYZ things that will change your life? Okay, let's be real for just a minute. When you talk about something changing your life, that is a significant statement. And you know something has changed your life when you literally can't go backward because you just know too much now and you just think differently now and you would never make the same mistakes that you made before. That's changing your life, okay? It's like real perspective, and the pendulum will not go back in that direction because we like to keep it on the even keel now. So I feel like my point in saying that is when you read books like this, and I read The Daily Stoic, you know, every year for 3 years, Ryan Holiday, he's a fellow Vayner speaker and a brilliant Stoic philosophy student, I would call him, but he's also kind of becoming a philosopher himself. If he doesn't consider himself one, maybe he does. But I read that every year for 3 years. The only reason why I stopped is because then I went to write a daily reader, and I wanted to make sure that the voice was mine. That is the careful balance you have to make when you're writing a book, is what you consume and just making sure that what you intentionally put in, like I put passages of other books, and I do have like a Stoic quote in there from Epictetus. Like that was very intentionally chosen, but you don't want to be like reading so much at the same time that you're writing that you end up just regurgitating something you just read from someone else. It's okay to take what you've learned over time and interpret it into your own words, but you get what I'm saying. So the only reason why I stopped reading Daily Stoic is because I just needed the space for my own, like what daily reader I wanted to put out into the world with my co-author, Sarah. So anyway, but I read the Daily Stoic for 3 years. I wrote my own page-a-day reader. I read Michael A. Singer. I read Wayne Dyer. I just like, I can't, I found one fiction book this summer, one. And I was like, okay, that was good. It's just not my bag. Like I just can't. I can't with the fiction. I don't know if it's like the time freak inside of me, but I'm like, I could be learning something really real right now. And sometimes I think it back to myself and I'm like, you know, you can learn a lot from a fiction book. You can learn, like there's so many fiction books I read as a kid. There's so many amazing fiction books that actually have such big messages in them. And so I just need to reevaluate where I'm going to spend my fiction time when I'm going to do that. But anyway, like there are messages that you can get from fiction books. I'm not trying to say that, but there's just something about a nonfiction moment when you just need your world rocked. This one's going to rock your world. Like really, really get you to question everything. And so what I was trying to say that I didn't say in my video is like when you can't unlearn the things that are super important in life that actually really matter, whether it's paying attention to the world events or just straight up saying, I choose happiness. Like I choose to have joyful moments in my life. And anytime I'm actively not choosing that, it is my choice. It just changes everything. And so I think that's like my struggle with certain types of content creation. It's just like if I did that just to like get attention, that would be very much not choosing happiness. And I'm not saying that every form of content creation is that, and you can just find your own way. I'm just finding my own way. And that's kind of what it is. But even the productive lifestyle, I think, is something that you make into your own, and you like navigate that in your own way. And it doesn't mean that you have to be hyper productive every second of the day at all. It doesn't mean you had to check every box this morning. And so that's why sort of like I feel like I'm evolving so much more. Okay, we're not gonna word vomit the same thing we just talked about. Okay, so this morning I was going to start recording the audiobook again, but I found out I have a delivery coming and I really don't like to be in the middle of a recording session and have to stop because you just lose your flow. I found out they're coming in about 40 minutes, and so I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then what else do I have going on? I'm really kind of just doing a financial overview before I go into 2024. I like to like reassess how did we balance everything this year from, you know, profit and expense standpoint, like looking at those percentages so that I know what I want them to be going into the next year. And it really helps you to make sure you pull back on things that just don't fit in the budget anymore. So I'm really like working out those numbers now so that they are good to go by 2024 and we follow them through. Oh, and here's another fun thing. Here's how you know you're gonna wanna stick around with me or not. I still just keep giving people outs in case you just don't want to be here anymore. Yesterday, something that brings me a lot of joy, like a lot, is the holiday season. And so I'm struggling with something and I love something. So I'm trying to have them like help each other out. My struggle is that we live in this very beautiful townhome thingy that is a rental. It's not ours. And so there's really only so much I like to do with a rental because it's not mine. And so you don't want to go like hammering furniture into the wall, especially if you want a big bookcase, which I do. I got books everywhere. You know how many books I bought at that book sale? They're sitting on the floor because I can't get a bookcase because I would have to nail it into the wall because I have a toddler. Like, so I just don't have one. But that's causing me to have problems in like being happy in my home in certain areas because I'm like, this place is so drab. Like it's just, there's no life in it. You know, we don't have a ton of photos on the wall, and it's like, okay, if you do put photos on the wall, you know, how do you do it without damaging? So I'm trying to find the balance. I gotta tell you, the thing that I enjoy is the holiday season because it makes that problem go away. That problem goes away because you just fill up all the space with Christmas stuff and it's so much better. So I was thinking like, okay, let's see if I can get creative with this. And I went and bought a couple of Christmas magazines at Barnes & Noble. And yesterday I spent an hour, which was supposed to, you know, be just for fun, but I was also like painstakingly watching the computer because YouTube was taking forever to approve of my video so I could share it with you. During that hour, I was cutting out magazine photos of things that are super vibey for Christmas, or just in general, like beautiful decor that just makes me happy. And so this is going to go on my holiday vision board, so that I can be like, that's a cute idea. I should do that. Like I should just put things on my counter and that would be fine and not damaging in any way. Yeah, so that's what I did yesterday while I was waiting to finally publish my video, which was ready for an entire hour, except for that YouTube was still approving it. So how pretty is that? I definitely have the space up here. I have the space up here to do this garland, so I'm highly considering it. I also love the idea of just like spreading the holiday cheer to the bedroom and like having another tree. Extra, extra, extra. That's another conversation that I tried to very carefully bring up to my husband. I was like, you know how we have that amazing artificial tree? And I've only ever bought artificial trees. He's like, yeah. I'm like, what if we also got a real tree? And he was like, that sounds messy. And I was like, I know. That's why I've never bought one before. But there's supposedly a Christmas tree farm that's going to be very close to our house. So I just didn't get to see it last year because we were in Columbus for December. But if I see it, it might have to happen. But that is all gonna have to wait till December. And that's because me and Bianca are going to be visiting my family in Columbus for all of November. So all of this is just thinking, pondering, planning, maybe making some things in advance. I already started like collecting nature outside on a hike the other day. I was like, husband, can you go get that stick? Make sure there's like no ants or spiders or something. Like that looks like a good size stick. He's like, okay. Because I have like these craft ideas I want to do. Maybe making a couple things before we leave so that it's like ready. But anyway, I don't know. This is what I'm doing. Like this is what I'm like, I won't be as mad about my apartment looking really like boring once I can put lights and garland on everything. It makes everything better. It just does. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a little bit of admin before this delivery and we'll talk then. This is my special delivery for today. I am so excited that the team at Mazda has invited me to try out the CX-90 for a little while. I get to just cruise around in this gorgeous beast and I'm very, very excited about it. I actually drove it down the road so I'd have a little bit more room to show you because our parking situation at home is a little tight, but look at the inside. I gasped when they arrived. Can you say mustard? And you know what? The more I've been sitting in it, the more I'm like, is it mustard? But look how beautiful. It's just so clean on the inside. And I'm always looking for a very simple dash up here. Something that allows for Apple CarPlay, but is not insanely distracting. And that's just like the perfect amount to me. Like, look how beautiful this is. I would never have imagined this color on the interior of a car, but I'm getting into it. You can tell I'm getting into it because because I put a matching sweater on. I mean, it works, right? It's just... You know how you get into a new car and if it's bigger, if it's too big, you feel like, I think I need my sunglasses because it is a little bright. You get into a bigger vehicle and it goes from feeling like you're driving your car to driving a boat. I hate that feeling. That's the worst. This has so much more space on the inside than my car, but it was so natural when I started driving it. It just like a touch bigger, but not overwhelming where I felt like I was like, so anyway, okay, well, I pulled over to this space where these lovely gentlemen are done with their lunch and they're gonna start mowing now, but I wanted to like show you the outside. We're gonna take it for a little drive to go see somebody that I know very well. I'm surprising my husband right now. He doesn't know I'm at his work. I just texted him, lunch, question mark? And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, lunch, it's a meal. Would you like to have it? I'm outside. This is like the #1 hype guy for checking out new things. And he's been really excited about the Mazda. So I want him to see it, which is why I drove it here to take him to lunch. Hopefully he didn't make any other plans. Can we talk about how I matched the interior? Did I do it on purpose? Yes. Did I think I wasn't gonna like it at first? Yes. Do I love it now? Yes.
Damn, this thing is nice. Oh
my hype man always
color.
Is the mustard like...
This is awesome.
Is that gorgeous?
I honestly had no idea what car you were in.
I know.
My wife said she's here, I'm telling my boss. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. We were admiring it from the side.
Very nice.
This thing is oh. Ooh. Yeah, okay.
Are you hungry?
I'm starving.
What are you saying? Oh my God, Instagram gave me the weirdest prompt. It said I was in a video chat and I couldn't audio message you. Okay, Instagram wants us to stop talking, but you are ridiculous with the amount that you think that you're bothering me. You're not bothering me. Thank you for asking for a testimonial. I would absolutely love to provide one. I think your services are amazing, so I will definitely be sending that to you. And yeah, girlfriend, we have to remember that we create assets for a reason, and your database is one of those assets. So we need to come up with what your email strategy is going to be, and it needs to be a lot more than 4 emails ever, okay? At the very minimum, I would love to see you be seasonal, but in a world we live in today, like no one knows you exist if it's not like once a week. That sounds like a lot when you haven't been emailing someone, but genuinely no one's seeing your emails. Like it's hard enough to get through, and you just need to remind people that you exist and that they continue to want your product season over season, and the array of products that you have to offer in between those seasons. And one day, if you feel very giving and feel like offering free shipping for a day, like these are all things that you need to offer to these people who already know, like, and trust you and have been your customer especially. So, yeah, you know what? No matter how spiritual or non-spiritual you are, it's really good to get around like-minded people. And I'm so glad to hear that you did that so that you could just kind of air whatever has been weighing on you, because we don't do that enough as women. And I'm really, really hopeful that you took something away from that that's going to help you with that dynamic. But hopefully this helped you with the business dynamic. Always happy to help. Get to work. Bye. Send testimonial. Okay. Instagram DM is where it's at. Just saying. Just saying. The smart people blowing me up on Instagram DM, they get the goods. Okay. Last quarter of the year. Last quarter of the year. Let's go. Let's see, are we formatted? Check. Part 10. October. Too many mouth sounds. Let's do it again. Ugh, I hate mouth sounds. Part 10. October. Still got a mouth sound in there, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. October 1st. The only one who needs to approve of your path is you. Have you ever wanted to go get a new job, even though it meant abandoning your old career? Or maybe you've entertained leaving a relationship, even though you've given so much of yourself to it. These critical decisions are challenging you for good reason. Your life experiences, combined with self-actualization, have given you a new perspective. This brand new lens is meant to help you figure out what's next. There's just one catch. No one will fully understand it, except for you. We know this, but still we hesitate. It's hard to focus on what's best for us when our worries about how everyone else will react are just around the corner. Think back to a time when you were being 100% yourself, unapologetic, fully expressed, genuine you. How did that feel? Let's do that again. Think back to a time when you were being 100% yourself, unapologetic, fully expressed, genuine you. How did that feel? In moments of pure authenticity, we don't stop to overthink. We feel present. We feel purposeful. And we're only able to access those positive feelings because we aren't hemming and hawing over others' opinions. I got something in here. There's a reason those moments felt footloose and fancy-free. There was clarity of your why. And when you're living from that space, there's no room to worry about all the things others might say. Whether you're grappling with a big life decision right now or simply want to try something new, dig deep for the reason you need it. The more connected you are to understanding yourself, the less you'll feel the need to explain yourself to others. Good morning, good life. I wasn't planning to add to the vlog today. Today was definitely a just do work day. And that is because all I had to get done was November and December and the final pages, and the audiobook would be done. And my goal was to get all of it today because I didn't have any other appointments on the calendar, no other pressing deadlines, and I really got to make sure the edit starts ASAP. And so I thought the audiobook just has to get done today. And I recorded November and I was like, great job, Amy. Like I was done with November at 10 a.m. I took a small break, did a little book reading, ate some chips, you know, get a little salt in the throat, keep it clean. Like, no more mucus. Home stretch, time for December. Part 12, December. Read December 1st, no problem. Read December 2nd, no problem. Read December 3rd, no problem. Read December 2nd. Wait a minute, what? Oh my gosh. I can't even begin to comprehend how this happened. The most, it's not a typo, the most glaring of errors in the book that just never got caught. And the reason why I didn't get caught the first time I recorded the audiobook is because I read the manuscript. I didn't read the final design version. But I'm looking at the book and I'm like, okay, did December 1st, did December 2nd, did December 3rd. Why is there a December 2nd next to December 3rd? That makes no sense if it's supposed to be a 4. So then I'm like, I don't understand. So after corroborating with the Kindle version, which does not have errors in it, I realized that somehow there are 32 entries in December, and that in this version, December 3rd and December 4th are the exact same entry, where what is December 2nd, the 2nd, on page 389, is supposed to be December 4th. So that was fun. I was really excited. Honestly, I'm laughing, and I texted my co-author. I said, this is a design effort issue. My deepest apologies for when all your friends and loved ones are like, did you know that there's a huge issue in December of your book? She's like, it'll be fine. I was like, okay, good. I'm glad you feel that way, because I am just so beyond the errors in this book at this point. This book is almost 3 years old in my mind. And if you know me, you know I take 3 weeks to write a book. There's such a moment in time when you write them. And having just reread the whole thing, other than this issue, there were a couple of little things I wanted to update, because I was like, that doesn't make sense to me anymore. So I just clean up a sentence here or there. It'll be fun Easter eggs if anyone ever finds what I fixed. But honestly, everything else was so minute, and I still feel like, oh geez, this book is really good. Not to toot my own horn, but I just know that every time we preach about not letting perfectionism get the best of you, honey, case in point, if you have the first edition of this book. So what I mean by first edition is that we've made the updates, we fixed the pages, and have submitted the changes to Amazon. So now you'll be able to tell that you have an updated version with no error pages. And that information will be on the copyright page. The copyright page will say, first, an updated address for the business, in addition to the words second edition. I just felt like that was the simplest way of differentiating, because it still takes Amazon some time to approve of the new manuscript, but probably only about 3 days. But hey guys, just really looking forward to December when everyone's like, Amy! I know. So me and Sarah are gonna, I don't know if we're gonna make like a fun of, actually we'll start here. We're gonna start right here. Let me take a bite of my nourishment because this has consumed my day. Okay, I'm gonna show you. This is page 389. Here, we're not gonna need a highlighter. We're gonna need a pen. We wanna cross this 2 out and make that a 4, okay? So if you have the book, I highly recommend you follow along. And on 390, we're just gonna, because all of this is here. See how it's the same? Except for the dates. It's exactly the same. How did it happen? Nobody knows. Is it fixed now? For the future. For the future. For the future youth. It's fixed. Okay, well, I have to do a little, I don't know, go back to sloth mode or something. More soon. Woo! Good morning. Oh, I need to text him 1 second. Oh my goodness, it's so strange right now because I don't have Bianca. She's at her grandparents' house. Last night was Vincenzo's birthday. So we had a really nice day overall. We spent a lot of time with family. And then the two of us went to dinner in Mystic, which is a really, really cute town in Connecticut. And that was really nice. And we basically have just been living child-free for a few hours, and it's very strange. But we're gonna head over to his parents' house for Sunday dinner. And before we do, we are gonna stop by. There's this really, really cute, I don't know what to call these things. It's like basically there's like a farmer's market on every corner. I don't really know what but they're vegetables, produce, flowers, and right now, tons of mums and pumpkins. And I bought a couple of like little like funky pumpkins on my front porch. I'm always so proud of my front porch when I don the seasonal wreath and like whatever. But my mom's, they're hurting a little. I feel like we need I think we need a couple of new ones. And I also want to get a couple of pumpkins, like normal big orange pumpkins, because the other ones I have are very like personality and like funky. So that's what we're gonna do this morning. And also Vin's been wanting to take me to this one in particular because they have great pastries. So that's exciting. We're driving separate though because the Steelers are playing today. And whenever that happens, he likes to stay and watch the whole game with his family. And I like to get the kid home for bedtime on a Sunday, okay? That's how we do things. So we just like to leave opportunity for that. I've got the Mazda. We're gonna get going. Was that a large or an extra large? This size?
We're gonna like carry that in school.
Well, once you decorate it.
I
Okay, we could do a little one like that then.
think that'd be better for school.
Okay. That'll work. Cute.
That's gonna need the third row down.
Oh my gosh, it's not gonna fit. Okay. The mum is too big. Seats down.
Good thing it's super easy.
I love that it's too big. Perfect.